couldn't.
There's not much doubt, according to the police.
You're not getting a penny of my money, do you understand? Even if your little Miss Innocent Act does fool the police, you're not getting 1 red cent.
I wouldn't bother getting in touch if I were you.
Why did you sack George? Why did you get rid of him after all these years? Why?
Miss Patterson, it says on your application that you'll be staying with a friend at a St Kilda address. But there doesn't seem to be any confirmation from that friend.
Oh, no, well, she's probably away for a few days, you know, working. She's an airline hostess.
I can't see her getting a job looking like that.
Not if she doesn't get a chance to apply, no.
Miss Patterson, I understand your mother has had convictions for soliciting.
Going to give her parole too, eh?
Do you take drugs?
Do you pick your nose?
Patterson.
I'm sorry.
Miss Patterson,
Yes, sir.
can you tell us how you feel about the crime you were convicted of?
Eh?
Well, do you have any remorse, any regrets? I mean, if you were released, would you be tempted to do the same thing again?
Again? Bloody hell, I never did nothing in the first place.
Lexi.
No, bugger it. I was set up from the start. They all had it in for me. The cops, the magistrate, they're all a bunch of lousy bloody...
That's enough.
Thank you, Miss Patterson.
Oh, dear. Not the right attitude. Not the right attitude at all.
Not the right attitude. Not the right attitude at all, bloody nerds.
Was that all that was said?
Oh, apart from Reno giving me a lecture and the freak having a laugh on the way back.
Looks like you've blown it, Lex.
Yeah, well, I wish they'd just tell me one way or the other instead of making me sweat.
Oh, come off it. You got back, please. Doesn't sound good, love, from what you've told us.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, I saw Nora outside the office. Poor bitch, she looked like death warmed up.
I don't even know why they're going through the motions.
Bitch, all right. She'll be in here for ages.
Jeez. Talk about Rel's doing the dirty on you.
What's up?
Oh, Jen's in her cell bawling her eyes out.
What happened?
Oh, that aunt of hers came in. From what she says, she makes a freak look like goody two-shoes.
What did you want to see me about, Mrs. Slattery?
I explained to them that you were very busy, but they insisted on waiting.
I'm Anne Reynolds, the governor.
Harriet Formby, my husband Stephen.
Oh, yes, you're Jennifer's aunt.
Not by choice, I can assure you.
I'm afraid my office is being used at the moment, but we can talk in here if you like.
If we must.
No doubt you're worried about Jennifer.
Oh, far from it. I hope she rots in here. She's nothing but a vile little murderess.
That's for the courts to decide, surely.
How much proof do they need? She never got on with Mother, and he stayed around long enough to get her hands on the money.
I know Jennifer quite well myself, and I find that very hard to believe.
I am really not interested in your beliefs, Mrs. Reynolds. I wanted to see you because it is your job to keep some sort of restraint on prisoners.
Which I'm doing.
I do not want to be harassed by phone calls and letters from that girl. Stephen and I have been through a lot of heartache in the past few weeks. We want to try and get over it in private.
Mrs. Formby, prison regulations allow a remand prisoner to contact whoever she likes on the outside. I can't prevent her from contacting you, but rest assured I'll be advising her most strongly against it.
Thank you. Come on, Stephen.
Now, Miss Flynn, I have here a copy of the police report on the siege when you shot one of the terrorists involved. Very courageous, I might add. What concerns me, though, are a couple of accounts which suggest you shot the man after he surrendered. Do you have anything to say about that?
Come on, Flynn, speak up.
I've got nothing to say.
Sorry about that.
I don't see that we need to make an issue of that, Douglas. After all, it was a stressed situation, and obviously the police saw no reason to charge her.
Yes, true.
And there's this report here about talking a prisoner down from the roof.
And the added stress of losing her baby.
Let's not get too emotionally involved, shall we? Less than 24 hours ago, she was caught in the act of throttling a fellow prisoner half to death, and has shown no remorse whatsoever, as far as I can see.
Yes, but if you'd read my assessment and recommendation...
Kelly wants to see the governor, says it's urgent.
Not now.
I've got to. What is it, Miss Ferguson?
I've got to talk to the parole board. It's about Nora. That's enough, Kelly. Sorry about the disruption, ladies and gentlemen.
Who is this woman?
Louise Kelly, the prisoner Flynn attacked last night.
Well, this is highly irregular.
Might clear things up, though.
Miss Ferguson?
You come to hammer the final nails in, Kelly?
Well, that's just it. It wasn't her fault. Well, I mean, she jumped me all right, but it was me that made her lose the kid. I didn't mean to. It just sort of got out of hand and, well, I hit her.
Well, look, we're considering Flynn's actions, not yours.
Yeah, well, I know that, but I don't blame her for having a go. I don't reckon she ought to lose her parole because of it.
It's fine, love.
Allow me.
Leave it. You've been fussing around me like an old mother hen ever since we got home.
Well, it is your first day back. There's no harm in making it special, is there?
You're not here to fetch and carry for me. If I'd wanted a slave girl, I'd have picked one up in the market, wouldn't I?
Oh, would you just?
Meg, leave it! I'm sorry, love, but I'm serious. When you're back at work and I have to do things for myself, and the sooner we both understand that, the sooner we can try and live some sort of normal life.
When Daffy told us, love, we were appalled, weren't we, Willie?
To think your own flesh and blood.
Well, here, love. This might cheer you up. Now, it was made for someone else, but you know what they say. He whose need is greatest.
For me? But what about the size?
Oh, I've got a good eye for sizes. I'm sure it'll fit.
Thank you. Oh, this really means a lot to me. I can't get over how nice you've been.
Just because the world brands us as criminals doesn't mean we're not nice. In here, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. You're accepted on your merits.
But I haven't done anything, that's just it. I could never have done that to Nana.
That's what they said about Dr. Crippen, dear.
Oh, shut up, Willie. Well, assuming we believe you, love, if you didn't do it, who did?
I don't know. I've racked my brain. Or maybe it was a burglar or someone like that.
But the police didn't find any sign of breaking in. Only your gardener did.
And now no one can find him.
And your poor housekeeper having that accident.
Starting to sound suspiciously like a setup to me. Who would benefit most from your grandmother's will?
Only me. Why?
No one else?
Not as far as I know. Aunt Harriet was cut out of the will when she got married.
Well, supposing you couldn't inherit. Like if you were dead or serving a life sentence for your grandmother's murder.
Aunt Harriet? And she's the one who sacked George. Oh, May, it's unthinkable.
Is it? Surely you had something at the back of your mind when you asked about George.
He used to get his kicks from watching me parade around the room in nothing but feather hats.
Oh, geez, that's weird.
And once in a while, he used to get me to tickle him with a feather duster. Fry's Follies, I used to call it. And he never even touched you. It was the easiest money I ever made.
Well, who wants to know about Fry's bloody follies anyway?
Well, not you, obviously.
Just a bit of fun, Lex.
Oh, yeah, I'm falling off my chair laughing, aren't I?
Hey, look, we know you're uptight about your parole, but biting everyone's head off isn't going to help.
It's all right for you. You'll be out in a couple of days. What about me? No one's telling me nothing. I'll be running out of fingernails soon.
Oh, they're probably still deciding.
Oh, brilliant. How long did it take you to work that one out?
Marshall, come with me, please. Oh, Mrs. Slattery, I'm really enjoying this food.
Cut the back chat and come on.
Hey, do you want me to get Murph to keep it warm for you?
Daphne, it's a salad.